Another sequester warning backfiring, this time over vaccine for kids. Take a listen to this.
It says in Maryland about 2,050 fewer children will receive vaccines due to reduced funding for vaccinations of about $140,000. Did the CDC assist the White House in preparing that estimate?
I would have to get back to you on that.
You as the director don't know if you assisted the White House in preparing an estimate that was distributed to every member of Congress?
On that specific number, I would have to give you
Okay,
an accurate
let's
answer.
Forget the number. Is this the Vaccine for Children program?
No, it is not, sir.
Which program is it? Is it 317?
Yes, it is, sir.
And what did the President's budget do to 317? The President's prospective budget for 2013?
The precise numbers I would have to get back to you.
Does 58 million cut sound familiar?
Yes.
And what was the sequester cut?
Again, the precise
Does
number.
30 million sound familiar?
I would...
You think that's around the ballpark, isn't it? So actually, the President cut the program twice as much in his budget. Is it your testimony that under the President's proposed cut of $58 million in his budget to the 317 program, you could have avoided cuts to vaccines to children in Maryland?
We believe that we could have maintained vaccination levels, yes.
Wow. So the President's budget cuts twice as much, but doesn't hurt the kids, and the sequester cuts half that amount and does hurt the kids. As for Maryland seeing 2,000 fewer vaccinations, the Washington Post today awarding that claim not one but two Pinocchios. To Town Hall's Guy Benson, who says it's time to end all of the sequester lies, fear-mongering. What is it, Guy?
It's a combination of both, Eric. And first of all, I want to commend you for your very generous offer to get those White House tours going again. I know it's, what, like 74 grand a month? I think Hannity pitched in as well. I don't make the money that you guys do, but I got $5 with your name on it. I'm doing my part here.
We're going to talk about that in a second. But talk about this. This lawmaker had that guy in the crosshairs, and what happened?
Well, I mean, they were caught red-handed. That was Congressman Andy Harris, a Republican from Maryland, and he was able to demonstrate, right with the CDC director sitting right in front of him, that all the scare tactics coming from the administration, these kids aren't going to get their vaccines anymore because of the sequester. It turned out that the president's own budget last year would have cut that exact program in that state by double, and yet they had anticipated out of the president's budget no sort of problems or interruption of vaccination services for kids. So the fact of the matter is, not just on the CDC, but on the White House tours, on the janitor claims, on the teacher pink slip claims, there's been one example after another of this administration just factually lying to the American people in order to scare them about the sequester. And now that the sequester has happened and everyone's looking around, we've all survived somehow, they are inflicting intentionally, deliberately, as much pain as possible, unnecessary pain, in order to justify their political claims. It's unconscionable.
We just put a full screen up there about the president when he claimed that the White House janitors were going to get a pay cut. Washington Post also came out with their Pinocchios on that and gave them four Pinocchios for that one.
Right, so they had the first claim about the janitors. They got 4 Pinocchios on that. Then they sort of retroactively changed the reason and what the president really meant. And then that new updated claim, 4 more Pinocchios. They can't stop lying about this. And I mean, here's the thing. I think if you're an American taxpayer, you should be mortified by this. You have a president, Con Carroll from the Washington Examiner wrote about this, a president perhaps for the first time in history whose political interests are leading him to, on purpose, make pain worse for the public.
Guy, why is he doing? Why are they doing that? Why is there a concerted effort out of the White House to fearmonger, to scare the American public? What's in it for them?
Well, what's in it for them is there are a lot more future battles coming up over spending. And so if we can show, if conservatives can demonstrate that a teensy-weensy spending cut that, as you just pointed out moments ago, isn't really a spending cut, a reduction of the increase, but if we can reduce spending by 2.3% and they say, oh, doom and gloom, Armageddon's coming, and then Armageddon doesn't come, that really hurts their credibility in the future when they use the exact same tactics, which they will, inevitably, which is why I think they are so wedded to this narrative. And Eric, it totally cracked me up. Yesterday, Politico had a story that said the White House is recalibrating their messaging on the sequester. They want to, quote, de-emphasize the veracity of their previous statements.
They should do that before they deliver those statements. Hey, Guy Benson, thank you very much.
Thanks, Eric.